Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to the Premier League Unfiltered, of course, on a Friday with a massive panel for you. Of course, Frenemies podcast. Mark and Neil are here. Of course, Jim is here. Of course, I need to put sometimes your channels on the thing in the beginning at least. I know it makes it look bad, but we can actually do that. You know what I mean? Also Spurs and the Mancunian way and Straightforward Post, Mark and Neil with their names. And listen, people, hit the like button, guys, if you guys are here. Hit the like button, guys, if you guys are here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is going to be a fiery podcast. Can Spurs upset Manchester City? Jamie Story is going to be joining us as well momentarily. Of course, is Liverpool, Chelsea, or Manchester United for top 5? That is what we're talking about. Of course, Palmer is back for Chelsea firing. Actually schooled Napoli on their ground. Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro. Chelsea fans have chest again. Don't believe anyone that tells you that there is transfer. There are no transfer that happen in the next 2 days. Nothing is happening in the next 2 days for anyone, actually. This is about it. But hit that like button, guys, if you guys are here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Everyone is happy. Sal, who did you play on Tuesday, Wednesday?
We ain't nobody. We're taking a break. You know, we've been there, done that.
Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. All right. How's everyone doing? How are you, Martin? You're right.
Yeah.
Good. You have the chance again to win the league.
I'll tell you
on the way back.
Let's start with Spurs and Manchester City, guys. Can Spurs upset Man City? How much pressure can Arsenal put on Man City if they win against Leeds? Will City be able to cope with the pressure? Talk to me, Jim. Talk to me.
Well, Pep famously once said, you know, what else do you want to achieve in your career? And he said, score a goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, it doesn't matter if we're League Two and Man City are treble winners. We always seem to have a chance at upsetting it. And I don't think a single Spurs player currently gets into the City 11, right? You may be able to put a fight in for one or two, maybe if you really wanted to look at it through that lens, but I doubt any would walk in. So Man City are massive favourites, and they're in better form. They're buoyant from some new signings. But
do you want to lose the game?
No.
Like no.
I know. No. I still, if this was the last game of the season and City winning it meant Arsenal couldn't, that might be a different discussion. But at this point in the season, we're in a relegation fight. And people think we're not. We are in a relegation fight. In the last 10 games, we have got 2 wins. If we continue at our point trajectory, so we are in the bottom 3 on our point trajectory in the last 10 games. If we continue on that point trajectory based on how many points the previously relegated sides had, we will get relegated. So I think people are sleepwalking with Spurs a bit because we started the season really well with that best away record in history or whatever it was. And that propped us up, but we are falling like stones. And we need 2 or 3 more wins this season to get out of trouble. And we've only won 4 in 12 months at home. So bigger picture here. I'd rather win that game. I think we'll play anti-football, and that works well against City because they try play nice attacking football, and the best way to counter it is to just not let them do that. And just we're very good at set pieces, and I think that's probably our best chance. Try to get 1 or 2 on the set pieces. What do you think, Martin? What's your gut? Do you think you're just gonna could be an easy day for you?
It's never easy going to Spurs, even though we won the last couple there. Apart from obviously the Carabao Cup, but that was a scratch team. It's never an easy time when we play Spurs. I'd be less confident for playing at the Etihad. Your record at the Etihad, we seem to be getting this Liverpool thing where you win at ours and we win at yours at the moment. Combination going on. Listen, I think we've got to win. Yeah, I think the thing is for me, Arsenal keep leaving the door open for us.
Yeah.
Arsenal won't shut the door and they're leaving it wide open. And we've got to capitalise. And if we can beat, for me, this will define, you ask me, am I thinking we're going to win the title? We beat Spurs. We can get 4 points out of 6 in the next 2, maybe 6, then game on.
Yeah, I swear to God. I swear to God, and Neil, can I just interject? I swear to God, I've heard the same thing from Man City fans and Arsenal fans. These next 3 games are going to decide the title. These next 3 games. Since that, before the Sunderland-Chelsea game that you played, guys, and the Man United game, Martin, it's the same. For Arsenal, it's the same. Arsenal said, oh, yeah, if we go to this ground and win away, we'll win the title. And
I don't think Arsenal is a gimmick going to Leeds at the weekend either. They think going into a Rockcross or Ellen Road and the form they're in is going to be a walkover. But this is why we said to win the title, you got to earn it. And this is, we're not in September, October anymore. We're now getting to where the rubber meets the road. Now, this is traditionally where the real Manchester City appear. We've made the signings. We're getting players back. The injuries are less now, so we've got to put the foot down and go for it.
But you aren't okay. So let's actually go to Man City. I want to speak. But Man City don't look the same. Okay, basically, this is the real Man City, and I said that the other day. It's nothing about. By the way, big up Pep for what he did yesterday. Big up, like one of the best out there. Big up Pep for what you did yesterday. Of course, for all the things that he did for charity and all the stuff. But Matthias Cunha didn't do the. Like the last time City went on a massive run, which is you pipped Arsenal for the title in 23-24. Matthias Cunha, Nico O'Reilly, Mark Gahey, Doku, Semenyo, Shirky, Nico Gonzalez. These guys are not there. There is a handful of players. Even Ederson is there. There are a handful of players that actually have done this magnificent run that everyone is telling me about, that City will go on the run, that City will win. If I'm watching, I don't think that Arsenal will win 10 games in a row. But I also don't think that City will have it in them to do that massive run.
I don't buy this. This is the argument I don't buy.
Why?
We went on the exact same run last season. It just got unnoticed by everyone.
No, you didn't. I went.
Yes, we did. Mo, yes, we did.
No, I didn't.
The last 10, 11 games, look at our run.
Let me check. I'm going to check it, yeah?
Look at our run. That's how we ended up
Neil,
third.
I'm sorry you were going to say something, and I apologize.
This is why we ended up third.
Well, I'm checking it.
You check it.
I was only saying, obviously, Martin's looking at potentially 6 points over the next 2 games. Well, it's Spurs away, and then it's Anfield, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think. I don't. Correct me. I could be wrong here, Martin. Do you? I can't remember the last time we won at Anfield. Is that a happy hunting ground for you guys?
COVID season, Liverpool already won the league, and Man City won.
They haven't won the league. They haven't won the league.
That is 19. It's 19-20 in the second half of the season.
Yeah, they haven't won the league.
The league was over.
They did win. It wasn't over then.
No, the league was. Jamie's coming in now. His camera's not working. He's gonna tell you. They literally won the league at that time. Liverpool, when Man City beat Liverpool at Anfield, the league was done. Anyway, what are we doing here? Like
mathematically over.
I think you're right there, Matt. I think both Arsenal and City are going to drop. I don't like the term drop points though, because it's oh my gosh, they lost a game. That's so outrageous, or they drew a game. That's outrageous. That no team goes on. It's so abnormal to see a team win 5-10 games in a row. That is, those are ridiculous veins of form. But it's just a case of who's going to maybe not have that bit of magic in the squad to just get that turn those occasional borderline draws into wins. And that's why I'm praying, obviously, as a Spurs fan, City just, have that little bit of sparkle. But where Arsenal are just stronger is they just look like a really well-oiled steam train that just is going to consistently go at a consistent pace, whereas City are going to kind of go up and down in a bit more of a volatile manner. So it is hard to pick. But I'd rather put this. I think you'd have a better. If I had to play each side 10 times, I think I'm more likely to get a victory against City than Arsenal on average over those games. Just.
Come on, Jim. Be honest. Yeah. You take City all day.
Yeah. Well, based on that history, yeah.
Well, have you watched the way you're playing at the minute?
Spurs?
No, it's Arsenal.
Yeah, it's pretty dull. Look, I'll
pretty dull, boring. Bring your knapsack, your pillow, and everything else.
Yeah, bring whatever you want. Yeah, bring it. You'll be comfortable. Look,
bit unlike your defense.
None of the teams are looking comfortable. Who'd have thought we'd have jumped on this stream a few months back, and the informed team will be Sal and his boys, but no one's really in form, are they? City 1 win in 5, Arsenal probably something similar.
There's only three teams that won back to back: Man United, Chelsea, West Ham, and it's only 2 games. Mm-hmm. Nobody in the league has won 3 in a row.
Newcastle?
No, they haven't.
No one's won 3 in a row all season.
No, he's talking about the last 5 games, right?
I was going to say
games. The last 5 games, only Manchester United, Chelsea, and West Ham have won back to back. No team in the last.
Newcastle have won 3 in a row, I think. Newcastle is a form team.
In the last 5,
Newcastle have just lost the last game and drew the game before.
You're doing the last.
I'm talking about in the last 3 games. Nobody has won. No one currently, as it stands, no one is in form in the league. Newcastle literally had 1 point in the last 6 points, so they're not in form. We cannot say that they are in form. The only 3 teams that have won back to back are Chelsea, Man United, and West Ham. That's it. That's it in the league.
That's why it's so hard to call this weekend. You wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal drop points and City drop points. It's like Martin said. We said this a couple of weeks back, didn't we? Arsenal are keeping City in the title race. No one's taking a hold of it at the moment. Arsenal look the best placed. I still feel confident on that. So I think we do look the best placed, not only because we're top. I think we've looked the most solid throughout the season. Yes, we're on a little bit of a ropey run, but then everyone else is as well, right? So, yeah, it'll be interesting. City have still got some tough fixtures to go now. Spurs, Liverpool. In fact, Martin, you're going on a horrible run. You got Spurs away, Liverpool away. I mean, you got then Newcastle as well, and then Leeds away or something like that.
We've got Fulham at home. Salford in the cup. Newcastle at home, that we normally always win. Leeds away, Forest at home, West Ham away.
So
what's your horrible run?
Well, it's Newcastle don't
even score at the Etihad. Never mind, come away with a point.
Spurs, Liverpool.
Yeah, Spurs and Newcastle, that's it.
Fulham.
Sorry, Spurs and Liverpool.
Against.
Fulham at home. What are we doing? Oh, come on.
I don't know what City are doing. That's what I'm saying. Now. There's no clutching, Martin. You look at this season, and it's so difficult to call the result.
Arsenal are clutching. Okay, so Arsenal are the ones that are clutching. Arsenal are
to say Fulham at home is a game we should be worried about.
You might make it difficult.
So
who knows? This is an unpredictable City side, isn't it?
Everyone unpredictable. I want to get this straight. What happens to the best centre-back pairing in the world? Looks like Bill and Ben, the 4 top men at the moment.
The predictability with Arsenal is that we've lost 3 games all
Corner
season.
FC, that's the only predictability you've got.
We've lost 3 games all season, so we've been the most consistent. So we haven't been great.
You are the most consistent,
recently.
most consistently boring.
That's fine. That's fat, Martin. That's not going to upset me.
I don't need to say
call us
anything on these
boring.
streams because Martin just does it all
That's
for me.
absolutely fine.
It just goes into.
Do you know what I mean?
What do you, Jim? What do you think as well? Come on.
Look, yeah, look, of course, I desperately don't. The last thing I want is for Arsenal to win. I think it's such a fine tooth comb to say he's got the hardest next 10 games. I'm looking at the fixture difficulty now, and it's pretty equal between City and Arsenal at the moment. I would say Arsenal's form is not, well, Arsenal have only won 2 in the last 5, right? And City have only won 1 in the last 5. So neither team's exactly in great form. But I'd say City seem to be slightly ticking upwards. And Arsenal, I wouldn't say they're getting worse. Maybe they've plateaued a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see, is that going to continue with City? And are they going to then get
Can you
that?
elaborate more
Are City ticking
yes.
upwards?
Yeah. I want people to elaborate on the how, like based on what.
What City beat Wolves
What
at
makes
home.
you say that? I would agree with you that Arsenal have actually been plateaued, but why are you saying that
No,
City
that's true.
are going upwards?
City
Yeah,
beat
actually-
Wolves at home. Wolves are what? Bottom?
Yeah, they're probably the worst team in the
Okay.
league, to be fair. And then
not
they got beaten by
Wolves at home
Glint,
after your
didn't they?
display at Wolves at home.
They?
You remember when you played Wolves at home?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we got a comfortable 2-0 win. You had to get, what was it?
But what I'm
minute
saying,
to
what
win
I'm asking Jim is, he said
you
City
doing?
are on an
Come on.
upward trajectory, and the upward trajectory you only win in the Premier League in the last 5 games has been Wolves at home.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
is that an upward trajectory? That's
Yeah,
what
that's fair.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
They have some advantages though, because they have just signed Semenyo, who seems to be scoring almost every game. They have just got Gahey. He's going to add stability to the
Gahey's
back.
gonna help
So,
massively.
exactly. So they're going to improve in terms of trajectory. We just don't know
And
right
we're
now.
getting our injuries back.
Yeah, but so Arsenal always have injuries as well. I mean, all teams have injuries.
No, but we've
No,
been
he's saying these players are
We're
coming
getting
back.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Apologies. Yeah, perfect. Exactly. So, yeah.
Arsenal are full strength at the moment. I think the only team in the league without an injury at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah,
We've got
everyone
Diaz back Monday, which will help. Mamouche back now. Nico G's back. So,
Martin, are you beating Spurs on Sunday?
I think we will. Yeah.
Fair.
The
And
more
are
you
you
say
beating
it, the
Leeds?
more.
Are you beating Leeds?
Are you
Yeah.
beating Leeds? Come on, say it.
Leeds away? Yeah. I'll back us. I think we'll beat Leeds. Yeah. I think we'll beat
I can't see Tottenham beating Man City. I don't think they're up for it. Jim, what's the feeling towards the fans with Tottenham and Man City?
Oh,
Because
my
obviously what
God.
happened last time, we all remember
It's,
what happened last time, innit?
yeah, that was a bit different because I think this time, I think 90% of Spurs fans would be stoically would be completely in the camp of Spurs need to win this game. We are in such awful form in the league that, like I've said, we're bottom 3 form over the last 10 games. We cannot afford to lose this regardless. But of course, we're likely to lose it. And what we'll do to spin it all around as a we can't lose narrative is, we wanted to lose that anyway. But deep down, we want to win this game for sure. But it's it's just so bleak. I think this is it is. It's the most, probably the least enjoyable period ever in my 20 years, passionately follow Spurs and 15 years as season ticket holder. This is by far the most dejected I think the whole fan base has felt. We had Thomas
What
Frank.
about when you had one day Ramos and you were 18?
We won a trophy though, didn't we? Under him, we won the League Cup under him.
What
We
was
had
it?
like
There's a
Ledley
lot of
King
low.
and-
There's a lot of lows to go through Spurs, but that's a
The
big
London
statement.
Underground ticket. What was that? Was it Christian Gross? Was it?
Yeah,
What
I
was
think
his
it
name?
was. Yeah, we've had some shockers, but like Thomas Frank has just had the most Tottenham tenure, hasn't he? Holding the Arsenal Cup on national television. Just that will go down as summing up his tenure. And he said today, I'm going to tell you something I shouldn't. I'm going to break the rules. We tried to sign Semenyo. Great. I asked out Jennifer Lawrence and she said no. But that's not going to make everyone happy. He just feels as if it just really feels like we've got Brentford's manager in the dugout all the time. And we're in this dilemma of we're doing really well in Europe. Do you destabilize that or just let it carry on, try to be positive, and then risk getting sucked into a relegation fight? or do you pull the plug now? But yeah, I've got a feeling City are going to beat us by 2 or 3 goals. We'll then go to Man United and get beaten by a couple of goals, and then his job will be on the line by that point. We'll have waited.
See, I don't think it'll be that convincing. I do think it'll be an hard game. Listen, if you ask me now, I'll take a 1-0 and go home.
Yeah. You bear in mind, we literally have won 4 games in a year at home. This isn't the Spurs that upset Man City numerous times.
No, I get that. I think too many people, for me, get too dogged down on how many goals and you got to whip someone by 4 or 5 and all this thing. And for me, at this stage of the season, the title race,
just get the win.
Beating many, just get 3 points and see you later.
I want to get Jamie. I want to ask you something straight, Jamie. What do you think this weekend? Which one would you bet on to win their game? Man City against Spurs or Arsenal? I have a follow-up question. Or Arsenal against Leeds? I have a follow-up question. I just want to know the general consensus of people.
Leeds are away, no? Or sorry, Leeds are home.
Both are playing away. Man City playing away and Arsenal are playing away.
I fancy Arsenal more.
To win against Leeds.
Well, yeah, to win against Leeds. Just because I think Spurs are a bogey team for Man City. But I still think, with Spurs, you never know this season what Spurs will turn up. And yeah, I still fancy Man City to beat them, but you just never know. But I still think it would be easier for Arsenal to get a win than it would be Man City.
What is astonishing to me, and big up everyone that joined us, guys. Hit that like button on your way in, people. What is astonishing to me is neutrals thinking that it is easier for City to win against Spurs away than Arsenal to win against Leeds away. By the way, I think both are very hard. By the way, I actually think that both can end up dropping points and Villa can close on the gap for them, by the way, because I think that Arsenal against Leeds away is a very, very tough game. And I think that City aren't on the upward trajectory that everyone is talking about. Even against Wolves, City looked vulnerable sometimes in the games. I know that Gahey coming in, like, for me, last-ditch tackles and throwing your body on the line is great if you are Everton. Not if you're Chelsea, not if you're Arsenal, not if you're City. You know what I mean? Last-ditch tackles can last so much. Like, you can do so many last-ditch tackles and throwing your body on the line in front of the goal. Because this is what Everton, Tarkowski does this all the time. You know, Leeds do this all the time. City still, it's not on the players. I know that people talk about Semenyo. I know that a lot of people talk about Gay. I think it's on Pep Guardiola. It is all on Pep. It's all on, can Pep adjust his system to accommodate the players he has? Now, instead of playing the high line, can he do what he did middle of the season and actually be compact again and assure the defense and not play the high line? That's what I'm asking, right? Because hold on. I'm gonna actually get to what you told me. In the summer, Martin told me that he thinks that Pep will change the system to be more compact, to actually change the way they play. And they did. And they went on a run. This is where they closed the gap to 2 points on Arsenal. And this is when we said that Pep Guardiola now has a better system. The defense is more assuring. This is after the Fulham and the Leeds game. And they started getting results and clean sheets and stuff like that. And then he went back to play the high line. So this is where I'm starting to question Pep. Is he going to go back to be compact again when they lose the ball? Or is he going to play the high line? Because it doesn't look like the high line is saving Man City. This is my analysis of City. For Arsenal have been, if I'm not mistaken, they haven't had an open play goal in 300 minutes, by the way, which is astonishing to me. And I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm like, you need to actually get better offensively. The defense can save you again so much. Like how many times you can go against Leeds, and if you don't score, okay, the game can end up 0-0 or a 1-1. You know what I mean? So you need to actually be more courageous offensively. And I don't think that Arsenal are courageous offensively. Arsenal don't take chances like Man United. This is my analysis situation. I think both teams are vulnerable. Both teams are vulnerable, in my opinion. Man City and Arsenal.
But you missed a massive caveat in what you just said when you said he's changed back to the... Because, by the way, the high line didn't change. We're going to stop doing this lazy analysis of this high line went away. It never did.
It did. It did. I have proof of this. I have the
That's
stats.
right.
I proof of. I proof. No, I have proof. Man City were fourth in ball position midway through the season. In the last game, you climbed your ball position to second. You climbed your ball position by 4%, which is average throughout the season. You actually, at home, which is something that never happened, against Manchester United, you had less than 50% ball position, 38. Against Bournemouth, you had less ball position than Bournemouth at home, and you won. You won 3-1.
Mo, this is where stats can be very deceiving. Hang on. Because I was at the game.
It watches my eyes. My eyes don't lie.
Well, when I was at the game, I was at the games watching.
I'm watching the game as well.
Where
Like, is it the highlight in the stadium different than on TV? Is the highlight in the stadium different than on TV?
Not Mo, because we changed the way we move forward. That's how we were changing it. If you watch the two centre backs, they are still high up. Cushion off in a lane. You go back to the Bodo Glint game, right, in the Champions League. Watch where Elaine and Kushinov were. That's why Elaine misses the bounce, because he's up near the halfway line. That high line is always there. It was the changing of the forwards. What I mean is it your fullbacks pushing up or you're playing your wingers out wide? That was the change in the system. Or are we inverting the wingers? So on Wednesday night, we played Galatasaray. Watch Doku's movement. He wasn't a touchline winger. He comes inside.
Essentially, yeah.
Starts playing. That's where we were. The back line doesn't change.
And Martin, if you notice too, when Doku plays centrally, he helps the midfield a lot too. As well. He covers the midfield a lot. So the midfield doesn't look as open as when he's on that touchline. That's why I was telling Mo a couple weeks ago, Doku's best position is when he's playing centrally.
Yeah.
And you can see his numbers. Liverpool.
What does this have to do with what I'm saying? You guys,
no, but he's saying
literally both of you have not challenged my point.
I have just told you the centre backs were still high up.
No,
off. Yes,
with Diaz and Gavardio, they were
not on the ball. Okay, I think what people misunderstand. Okay, you completely missed my point. When City lose the ball, or City press against Chelsea, Mark can actually tell me if I'm wrong or right. Against Chelsea, when Chelsea had the ball, Man City were very high on the pitch, that couple of passes, and there was a diagonal or long ball, and there's tons of spaces for the Chelsea players to run. Before that, there wasn't. City used to a little bit have the line, when they don't have the ball off the ball, used to be a little bit more compact. You let the opposition have some spaces in their half, and that you're dropping a little bit deep. Why it's so hard for you guys to see that? I don't understand this.
Well, there's enough City fans in the chat that are saying you're wrong. Yeah, so all the Manchester City fans are wrong.
Yeah, because I know why. I know why. Because everyone is triggered. Right. Here's the thing. Everyone is triggered. Because everyone is triggered. Literally, everyone is triggered. Where everyone, all the neutrals and all the rivals and even anyone is saying the exact same thing. Pep Guardiola went back to hyper press, high line, when he doesn't have the ball, and instead of being a little bit more compact. I know City fans are triggered. It is fine. Similar to Arsenal fans when we say that you are boring, that you don't move the ball quickly.
What we're triggered about?
When you act, everyone is. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe the panel can tell me I'm wrong. Maybe Mark, Sal, Neil, Jim.
What we're triggered about?
I watch every City game. And
no, you don't. No, you don't, because you were on a show the other day saying you were watching Newcastle PSG or something.
Why would I watch you against Galatasaray? I didn't even. By the way, I didn't even watch Arsenal game. I didn't watch the Liverpool game. You think I watched in that day? I literally watched Chelsea, Napoli. That's in the Champions League.
You just said I watch all the City games
in the Premier League. When we're talking about the Premier League, why are we talking about the Champions League? Why are we talking about the Champions League? Why are you going to the Champions League?
Champions League to Premier League.
Oh my God!
Premier League, that's it,
anyway, I'm gonna let others. I'm gonna let others as well get involved.
Not a Champions
you guys,
League,
if people don't, if people wanna, I can go to the games now and check the heat map of the defenders. The Chelsea game is the biggest example. City were 1-0 up, and City were still pressing Chelsea in their half and leaving spaces for Chelsea to go above the high line. Before that, City weren't doing this. If anyone wants to challenge us, it's fine. It's up to you to do that. This is my analysis of the game. Again, I'm going to say, if Pep Guardiola doing the same thing, keep doing the high line. When they are winning, when they have the ball, it might work sometimes. It might not work the other times. That's what I think. Anyway, I'm going to let others as well get involved because I spoke a lot here. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Come on.
Now, I do think that the whole kind of like style of the Premier League has changed enormously in the last 18 months. And I can't even go to defend City a little bit here, but I feel like they're one of the clubs that's trying to maintain and preserve some kind of football that's nice to watch. Whereas a lot of other teams have realised, and that Arsenal get beaten with the stick of being the team that does it the most, but I think they're just more the most successful at it. But the Premier League's just leveraging their physicality advantages. You look at the Champions League table, and was it 5 of the top 8 of Premier League clubs at the moment?
Correct.
And I just feel that's not because we've got all the most superior technical players in the Premier League. There's brilliant players in the other divisions technically, but we've focused so much on physicality that we just find ourselves dominating in those kind of set pieces and control of the game, and just refusing to play, the battle of who's got the best and most technical footballers. Whereas City are kind of in the league trying to preserve that and getting through it through just having, Haaland and such brilliant players. But I think Pep is scratching his head trying to figure out what's the balance here, because the whole history of the Prem before this, while Pep's been in it, Pep has zigged and everyone else has zagged. Like, oh, he's doing that now. He's doing that now. We've got to copy Pep. Now it's like everyone else has zigged before Pep and he's going, whoa, this isn't how I want to play football. There's got to be another way I can do this without copying that blueprint, because that's not how I'm going to play. My players don't suit it. The squad doesn't suit it. I'm not doing that. And it's found City in a, bit of a dilemma situation, and that's why their form's a bit, not the best. But that's my view on it anyway.
Yeah, De Bruyne said it himself last season that the City midfield wasn't physical enough himself. Like, he came out and fully said in an interview that City were lacking that physicality in midfield. And that's kind of where the Prem is going. If you look across all top 6 teams, it's very physical. Arsenal themselves, very big. Newcastle, very big midfielders, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where City, from before, that was always our biggest thing, was Gundo, Bernardo, Rodri, or with De Bruyne. Like, City's midfield was always outstanding compared to the rest of the league, where I find now it's not their strongest point. So I wonder if they're struggling, and the biggest thing is, I think, coming in the summer, that's where they look to improve.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's Jamie. If I just say, go
ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I think it's interesting with physicality though, because I usually think physicality rises to the top when technical players aren't good enough, or the technique or technicality, the ability of like the really high quality players isn't up there to usually cope with that. Because usually if you have, like, say, a player that's really, really good on the ball, like, you can run as fast as you want, you can be as strong as you can be, but usually the technical player will be able to maneuver around that. And I think now we have physical players that are really good technically, and I think, like, usually you would have more technical players that are like at a higher level. And I think it's like different. How can players get more technical to like combat that aggressiveness and that physicality? I don't know if they can. Like, you go back to, like, say, some of the early kind of 2010s Premier League teams that were really, really aggressive, really physical. Then they came up against like the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona that just had like players that were at a different scale in terms of ability, and they couldn't get near them.
Do you think it's the pool of talent, Jamie? Do you think it's the pool of talent in the Premier in world football normally? Like, we don't have a lot of enigmas. We don't have a lot of mavericks in the world. Like, and also I believe the Premier League is becoming harder and harder to win freaking games. It's one slip and you lost the game. Like against Bournemouth. And I know it's a long throw for Liverpool, for example. But that game, every single miss pass from Liverpool or Bournemouth, the opposition, get back in structure. You don't, but the rest of the league, they do. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, the games are becoming much hard physical, as Anthony Gordon said. Physicality means more running. People get back in their position quicker than before. The coaches have structured their team very tough that you cannot beat them down. You need a maverick. Basically what Shirky did in the middle of the season, which is something out of the bag. And even Shirky, since then, people are now doubling on Shirky. They're fouling him. They are pulling his shirt. It's not like teams are becoming harder to beat by the day. in my opinion. It's becoming, and I think that plays a factor on the
Well,
entertainment.
hang on. I've got to. I know. I'll put the comment in the chat. But seriously, if City are this bad, imagine if we were good. We'd be 10 clear.
So what are you saying? You're shit.
No, what I'm saying is, if we're this shit, as people are saying, why are we only 4 behind this unstoppable monster in Arsenal? Imagine we were good then.
I don't think Arsenal are an unstoppable monster, but I don't think yous are the best that you've ever been. This is probably up until...
Well, why are we only 4 behind then?
Well, it's just a case of, like, you still have quality in the team. I'm not saying you're a bad team, but if you go through all the teams that Pep has had, where would you place this Man City team?
That's what you're doing, right? This is my issue. This is what everyone is doing. You're comparing it to the past things. When that happened, all we're trying to do is win a league. We're not trying to win a treble. We're not trying to win a double. We're not trying to win every single trophy that is there. When we had that team in the past, we were trying to win everything. Right now, we're just trying to win what we can.
Who looks good?
Trying to win treble.
Pep Guardiola is going to want to win the Champions League. He's going to want to win the Carabao Cup. He's going to want to win the FA Cup.
Guys,
But
2
we're
minutes, I'll be back.
not in that situation at the minute.
2
We
minutes.
accept that.
Yeah, but you're never.
We
You're
have
in
to
that.
win a league,
You
though.
are in that situation until you get knocked out of those competitions. Like, if you go to Pep Guardiola, do you want to win the Champions League? He's not going to say no. I'd
No,
rather
but
just win
that's
the
fine.
Premier League.
But
That's
no,
what
but
we're
that's
focusing on.
what, but right. Everyone is comparing us to the former glories. We know we're not that team anymore.
Yeah.
We're not stupid. But are we
Yeah.
good enough to win a league? Yeah. You're talking about Pep Guardiola who won a league with a false 9 situation. I think people are putting a little bit less. They're doing this thing like we've got some naff little team. We haven't got KDB, etc. anymore. I get that. But we've got other players.
But what I'm saying is that yes, I agree with you. Like, your team it's not as good as the previous teams, but the reason I'm comparing it to is that the competition that you had in those eras when you're competing against a Liverpool that got 98 points, Liverpool that got 93 points. I'm saying those teams where the Man City would go on a run of 15 games. I don't think you will do that in the second half of the season, but I still think you have enough quality now to go on and like compete. But you're going to drop points, as Arsenal will as well, because they're not invincible as we've seen.
That's what I'm saying. I think City can win the league. I'm not asking us to win a double or a treble there. I'm not asking
the
us to do that.
the trouble's not going to happen again. But Martin, we said after the treble happened that it was for the fans not to expect that to happen again. It only happened once in the country before that. It doesn't happen every season. Teams aren't casually just doing trebles. And City fans, like I see on Mo's show before, Patrick saying, "Oh, the City team's terrible. The City's team terrible." Buddy, you're in every single competition. You're 4 points off the top. You ask any other team, would they be in City's position? They would happily take it. So I think everyone's so used to City being at the top, that they think it's such a bad team. But like Martin was saying before I hopped on the show, City last season, if you look at the stats, I believe it was 31 points that they got after January. It was the most by any single team.
It was the most in that calendar.
It was the most once Marmoush came in. So City still can obviously go on.
But it wasn't. That's not a lot of points, though, is it?
But it was the most out of all the teams. Yeah,
this is the point. This is the point. So what team?
So teams tend to drop second half. City tend to.
Well, what teams look good? There was times when City would be turn of the year, closer to 50 points, right, or 45, whatever it might be. City got the most points. City were the best team second half of the season last season, and you just said you got the most points second half of the season.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, City. I agree with that, but I had a look at this earlier on. When City have generally won the league, I think I worked it out. We've been at the top of the league 10% through the whole season on average.
Okay, but
we've always played from behind. Don't know why. I don't know why that's always happened. But generally, when Liverpool were chasing Liverpool were generally always at the top till about March, April. Arsenal, you were generally at the top when we were in the fight with you till about March, April.
Yeah, my point being is more that you would, if the best team second half of the season accrued 31 points, whereas in seasons past, the best team, whichever team that was, back 19, back 18 games, would have accrued more points. What I'm getting at is, has the landscape changed? Because no one looks good By the way, no one's on a good run. Like Jim made the point, right? Now, I disagree with his physicality point being the reason why there's 5 Premier League teams in the top 8 in Champions League, because there's a lot of open play goals being scored in the Champions League by all Premier League teams. But has the landscape changed? Because we're saying no one looks good in the Premier League, but yeah, we're still dominating the top 8 in the Champions League. City getting 31 points back end of last season was probably lower than previous seasons when they were the best team, whichever the best team was, back 19, back 18. The landscape has changed. No one looks good at the moment. Take the top 8. Is anyone on a decent run? It's weird. It's weird to see. You know, it's so difficult. It's more difficult now to call games than it ever has been. You wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal go to Leeds and lose. You wouldn't be surprised if City go to Spurs and lose. And they're the top 2 teams in the league. Right? That's the point. It's so difficult now it's so difficult to look good in the Premier League. Right now.
I see I'm the opposite. I've heard people say the Premier League's worse. I think
the Premier League. The Premier League is less entertaining for sure. The Premier League is less entertaining in terms of
because teams have figured out
and good play. But the Premier League tactically is superior. We're seeing that. Like even Liverpool
in the Champions League,
Liverpool in the Premier League are struggling, but you watch them in the Champions League, and they don't look weak. They look okay. They look strong in the Champions League because they.
But it was weird because when City were winning 4 in a row, it's because the Premier League was crap and everyone was bad.
No, the competition.
That was the narrative we were getting told.
It's not.
Marty. There's never a time when you're not playing the victim, mate. You won 4 in a row.
No. It's not about victim. What I notice is people change narratives on City a lot.
Yeah,
so
but it's always going to be there, mate.
So, for example, when City won the league over Liverpool, and this is no dig, Liverpool, and everyone said Liverpool deserved to win the league because they played the most entertaining football, and City were a bit boring.
Not really. In the triple season, me and Martin probably were the ones that doing shows then. Martin, I told you that City, the triple season, were probably the most effective team I've watched in my life. I think that team was magnificent. That second half of the season was ridiculous, was phenomenal. That City team that won the triple was that box midfield that Pep created was a genius move by him to actually do that. And I said that team is one of the best I've watched in my life, in all football in my life, right? The season after, when you went on that run, Arsenal were magnificent. 16 games out of 18 wins. City topped that by being better than them in the second half of the season. It's not that. I think now there is no team that I can put my hand on in the Premier League and say, yeah, this team is entertaining. To be honest with you, the only team that in the middle of the season were very entertaining were City. You watch City games in the middle of the season, the Fulham game, the Leeds game, even the Bournemouth game that City won earlier 3-1. That was very entertaining by City. Couple of passes and it's 1-on-1. Shirky was doing wonders. I think Foden was doing magnificent with Shirky. They formed a magnificent duo at that time, Foden and Shirky. It was fantastic. And then after this, City went back to 1,000 passes before the ball reached the box, and City went back to wanting to control games, wanting to play slower position-based football. Even Arne Slot with Liverpool, it was entertaining a little bit, and then now he's wide open. I don't think he can coach the games in the Premier League. There are some games in the Premier League that are good, but everyone is struggling, and I agree with Neil. It's just hard to call out games. Jim said that.
Is it because as well the mid-tables got such elite coaches now from all over the world that they, and all these data insights now to other teams, it used to be that City would just define a style of play, go out and just wallop most teams most weeks playing that way. And now you're at the stage where coaches go, I know
that's what happens, right?
That one.
Probably. Before we move on, I want before we move on to the top 4 between Chelsea, Manchester United, as well as Liverpool, I wanted to ask a question. On the overlap yesterday, there was a comment that said that Gary Neville said that Arsenal is the team that must win the league. That must win the league. The most pressure is on Arsenal in this league. Everyone else hope to get, like City hope to win the league, but Arsenal must win the league. There's most pressure on Arsenal. Is that how people feel?
Yes.
Go
I
ahead.
think that, yeah. I think they have to win it this year. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Because they're so far ahead and they've been so superior for a long time. So if they don't win it this year, I can't see them winning it, to be honest with you.
It's the
I think
first time where I think other teams have showed weakness, and like they have to capitalize on that.
I think it's going to be the
But
time.
also, it's free. Go on, Jim.
I was just going to say, I think it's the time that if Arsenal don't do it this season, the pressure will crank up on Arteta. I know people say that's going to happen every year, but I think this time it truly will. The skepticism amongst your own fan base, I don't know if you agree, no, you know your own fans better than me, might get to a point where actually there is a noticeable number of supporters who are saying we need to change the manager. Do you think it would get to that level?
Because it could do, yeah. And then the reason why would be, look, it's the 3 previous seasons finishing second. We're in pole position now. We've got the complete squad. We've got everything. We've got everything in order. Other teams are falling over themselves. City aren't the same City because they're rebuilding with $500 million. There's pressure, right? There is pressure. I would say the most pressure is on Arsenal. I'd say rightly so. But I also think there's pressure on City as well, right? At the end of the day, it's going to be a failure for Arsenal.
Why do you think it's a pressure on City? I'm sorry.
Because they've spent $500 million in a year. So I'm not saying it's the same amount.
Liverpool spent $500 million in
yeah, City's wages are.
I don't think
from where we are now.
There's not as much pressure on them though because they've won leagues. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There is less pressure on City. I will say that, but both teams, whichever team doesn't win the Premier League, is going to look at this as a catastrophic fail. Arsenal have to win the league this season because we've been second 3 years in a row. This is the season we tend to do it. We've been top. We are top currently. As you say, you can say there's less pressure on City or whatever, but City spending that money, they'll have their own pressure. But I think as neutrals will probably say there's more pressure on Arsenal. City fans will say, look, there's pressure on us because we want to win it every season. And the ultimate pressure is on Arsenal.
See, I disagree with that because a lot of City fans were saying they were happy as long as we challenged this year. Because I was in the minority saying win the league.
That's actually very true.
I was in the minority.
Would you be happy with
that? Like, just but wouldn't, because again, I'm going to say it. I think we can win the league next year. But as long as we're challenging, because we're in the middle of the rebuild.
Most City fans told us that if we finish above one of Arsenal and Liverpool in second and we challenge, we're okay this season. We're going to go
still in
next
the rebuild.
season.
Our rebuild is not finished. Our rebuild will finish in the summer.
There's tons of City
fans. Trigger everyone right now. We're going to spend another 200-300 million in the summer. Sorry, get used to that. Trigger it all out and enjoy. There's going to be 10 players that are going to leave, and we'll probably, because there'll be about 10, 11 players leave.
But there has to be some pressure, right, Martin? There has to be some pressure in terms.
I think the pressure will be next season.
I think we're supposed to put pressure. I think there is. I am putting pressure on City because of the money they spend. Because of you're not going to go on.
Right?
I'm going to tell you, you cannot be 4 points or 7 points or 6 points behind Arsenal, and you sign Marguerite and you sign Semenyo, one of the best wingers in the league, and there is no pressure. However, reality is, I think City this season have a free hit season. It's basically, it was supposed to be Liverpool winning the league and Arsenal challenged them and tried to put them to the league. But City, I picked City to finish third or fourth. City actually
at least you're being honest about it now.
City, at least, I'm honest always. City,
smiling away.
Like City, to be honest with you, City are doing exactly what they are doing now. City currently, guys, are on course to get 70-something points, which normally in a Premier League season will get you third or fourth. Normally, we'll get you third or fourth.
I'm going to have to jump. Sorry to be a pain.
Yeah, Kyle here is going to carry the City, City flag.
Take it easy, man.
I'm gonna move on after this to the actual Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. But for City, in my opinion, I think there is less pressure than anyone else. Sorry, apologies, guys. There is less pressure than anyone else in the league. To be honest with you, the least pressure is on City. There is more pressure on Liverpool to make Champions League and Chelsea.
But Mo, let me just pressure test that a little bit.
Go ahead.
But okay, so last season, 70 points, City, third. And this season, you're saying the least pressure out of everyone. let's say they
Yes.
don't win it, then what happens next season? Suddenly we go from 0 to 100. What's the pressure increase? It's
Yeah, because you
half
have
a
Pep
billion
Guardiola.
spent in 12 months.
Yeah,
Has to
next
increase
season it goes
pressure,
to
no matter
next
how-
season. Next season, if Arsenal win the league this season, next season it goes to City with the money
win the
they're
league.
spending must win the league 100%.
I think Mo. I think
By the
a
way,
lot of people-
Liverpool, it depends on the manager and the situation, and Van Dijk and Salah and all the stuff. But this season, City, currently as it stands, City are, we're going to try to win it. If we don't win it and come second, we're going to go again next season. Arsenal must win the league this season. No one can convince me otherwise. You are 7 points after 22 games. You must win the league. You must win the league. This is your chance, right?
I
So
agree with that.
I think City have a kind of like, reality is, I don't think City fans will be that upset if they don't win the league. They won't be that upset.
you'd love to
They'll
win
be
the
the
league,
first.
though.
Was it? They'll be the first time in what 8-9 years they've gone 2 seasons without winning the league.
Yeah, but it
Pep-
happens. They're not going to win. They're
and
not
then
going to
if
win all
Pep
the
goes-
time. Nobody's going
I
to win
get
all
it.
the time.
I get it. Listen, there's more pressure on us. I've already said that. But you go, if you're a City fan, I mean, Carl, you can tell us, if you go let's say if you go 2 seasons, you might win it this season,
Yeah.
but let's say you go 2 seasons without winning, Pep leaves, then it's like, okay, cool.
I think regarding Pep
do you next
leaving,
to win
I think there's a higher chance he leaves if City do win the league than if they don't, because I don't see Pep leaving on a low. I think no matter what, the club themselves are going to want any sort of silverware. If it's a FA Cup, Carabao, Prem, or UCL. Obviously, if they can win the Premier League, they're going to go for that. But I feel like the whole media putting the pressure on City is more so they don't want Arsenal to win the league. I think a lot more people don't want Arsenal winning the league, so they're putting that pressure on City. City must win it. Like Mo was saying, no. If you look at all the pundits, none of them have City. Even I think some had City finishing 4th. A lot of them didn't expect City to go. And then once City started strolling through the season and they were picking up those points, the narrative started to change. So now everyone's saying City must win. Obviously, they spent the money, so some sort of silverware has to come. But I feel like a lot of the pressure is on Arteta to win this year. Like
Go on, sorry.
like you were saying, second place 3 times in a row. The fans themselves might turn. A lot of fans are on the line. Or do we want Arteta out? Do we not? Right? It's been 6 years, and he's bought only an FA Cup, right? So I think that's where the pressure is. So
This will be the season where if he doesn't win, if Arteta doesn't win it, it is a failure, like a massive failure. You can make excuses for previous seasons, whether you agree with them or not, but this is the one where there's no hiding place for Arteta, right? Everything's built up to this moment. Now now we got to go and win it.
100%. Let me do this.
Would you sack him? Would you sack him if he didn't win it?
Well, you got to get there's context behind that. What if we didn't win it, but what took it down to the last day? and
No,
what-
man, let me give you the context, Jamie. Can I say that?
If we take it out of the last day, or if it's you lose it 10 games before, you still
take
lost
it. Okay, let me give you a scenario that is plausible. You take it to the last day of the season. You reach a Champions League semi-final. You don't win it. You win the Carabao Cup against City, right? And you don't win the FA. So you win the Carabao Cup. Okay, let me just tell you. You win the FA Cup as well, but you don't win the league and you don't win the Champions League. Would you give him another chance?
You win the what?
Hell no.
Would
Hell
I
no.
give him
wins-
another chance?
He wins a cup double.
Hell no.
I'm asking, let me ask Neil then. He wins a cup double, guys. And then he loses the league to Manchester City. He reaches a Champions League semi-final. But he doesn't win it. Would you keep him in the job?
That's such a tough question, Mo. I mean, look, it would suggest, Mo, your scenario would suggest that Arteta is probably not the guy to get us over the line in the big stuff.
Even though he
That's
won a
what
cup
it would
double.
suggest, 'cause
Even
it's-
though if
'cause
he
it's-
wins a cup double.
Yeah, but these are not the trophies that Arsenal need right now, right? Obviously, everyone needs a trophy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say, hey, I don't want to win the FA Cup. I don't want to win the Carabao Cup. I want to win them. But the pressure is on not Arsenal winning a Carabao Cup. The pressure on Arsenal is winning the Premier League, right? That's what we're going to judge Arteta on. The failure is going to be, if he wins 2 trophies, it's still a failure of a season if he doesn't win the Premier League and if he doesn't win the Champions League, right? Or one of them. That's going to be the failure. And that would suggest he may not be the guy to get you over the line.
Let me ask this. Let me do this super chats. Big up everyone, guys. Hit that like button. We got about 600 people in the house. Hit that like button, people. Let's get the likes up. Can we say Arteta ruins players? They said Pep did.
I've been saying this all along. In fact, me and Neil had a podcast last week, and I actually told him because we last week you kept on saying, Mo, Arteta, if Kobe Mainoo played under Arteta, Arteta would make him a better player. So Neil and I touched on this, and I was like, that's actually a bullshit quote, because I said to him, tell me a few players that Mikel Arteta has actually improved.
I can name you a lot. I can name you a lot as well. Neil, go ahead.
That's not how, but Mark started off by saying the players that he thinks Arteta didn't improve. And then I just rebutted with the players that he has. I mean, he's improved most of our 11, especially the back.
I can dispute that, but carry on.
Well, we can go for it. Like, he's improved Raya. He's improved Ben White. He's improved Gabriel. He's improved Saliba. He's improved Timber. He's improved Declan Rice. Has he? Which one? Has he who? Timber.
Saliba.
Yeah, definitely he's improved Timber. Yeah.
Well, he's improved Saliba. Come on. I mean, Saliba's a
he made Saka, didn't he?
He improved Saka. He improved Rice. He's improved...
okay.
Yeah. Has he improved Trossard? I think he's improved Trossard.
Okay.
You're saying he hasn't improved
now,
Madueke. He's had 6 months.
Okay.
I think Madueke's better at Arsenal than he was at Chelsea, no?
That's nonsense. That's absolute
Why
nonsense. Even just by checking the stats. Chelsea fans warned you, Arsenal fans, you're going to get excited because he has this little bit of electric in him, right? But there's no actual output. Now I'll go, right? Gyökeres started, right? Come to Arsenal. He just picked up the best striker at the Ballon d'Or awards. Has Mikel Arteta improved him?
He's 4 goals. He's 4 goals off Drogba's first season at Chelsea. By the way,
stop comparing. That's an anomaly. Forget that. Let's just look at the fucking stats right now.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, Drogba was a success, right?
Yeah.
Just
1-0 Neil. To be honest with you, 1-0.
Right, let me get on to you, Mo, as well, yeah? Because what I've noticed, is that you are the biggest... You're the biggest undercover Arsenal supporter I've ever spoken to.
Neil scored. Neil scored a goal against him, and he's coming for me, bro. His co-host...
I'm coming for you because you're coming for me, and I'm retaliating. Of course I am.
His co-host scored a goal against him, and he's coming at me, bro.
He's coming at both. God,
I'm just giving the score.
Anyways, Gyökeres.
The Gyökeres thing is, for me, I am not sure if Arteta ruined him or he's just not a good player.
But he hasn't improved him.
Arteta is not able to get the best out of Gyökeres. I would definitely agree with you. I do think Madueke has improved. We cannot sit here and actually lie to ourselves and say that Madueke has improved when he has 0 goals and 0 assists in the Premier League, right? As a winger for Arsenal, that's a bullshit quote by Neil, with all due respect, Neil, that he hasn't improved. In my opinion, the problem with Mikel Arteta is, I think, his system. Odegaard had a 22-goal GA season. Martinelli has had. And then since then, they completely flopped. In my opinion, they haven't lived up to the same, right? After this, I think Declan Rice has improved. I'm not sure if Zubamendi. It's too early to judge the players this season.
This is what I'm saying. Exactly.
It's too early to judge the players this season.
We're talking about players that we bought in the summer. We can't. Madueke, whatever. Okay, fine. Let's say who's better at Chelsea.
Okay, we'll talk about Gabriel Jesus. Has he improved him? Is Gabriel Jesus a better player?
Are we gonna sit here and be disingenuous on Gabriel Jesus on crutches? Let me do the rest of the super chat. This is too much of discussion. Mo, based on why Arsenal is tougher to win at Leeds, it's because of the loss to Man United. Arteta are over controlling football, or all of the above. Maybe if you're an Arsenal fan, if you think that Arsenal is tougher to win against Leeds, it's a debate. I'm not gonna deny, like, it's a debate. I think Leeds game is very tough. I think the Spurs game is very tough as well. But the problem with Spurs is that currently, as it stands, they are not playing good on their home ground at all, which is a massive thing that will actually play in this game. So Maybe because Arteta controls the game too much. Okay, so Stat Merchant Mo. Spurs have 2 home wins and Leeds have 2 home losses. So tell me again which game is the tougher game. That's why I said it's a debate. And also, if the stats match my eye test, obviously, I don't think that. I think that both teams might drop points. I don't know who's gonna drop points.
Leeds are on good form right now. They're
Very good
the last
form.
10 games. Yeah, they're on good form.
I'd
But
rather
here's
be
the-
playing Spurs away.
Yeah, but
Fair
Spurs
enough.
every time City plays
But
Spurs,
we don't
they
have to
turn
travel far, right? You got to travel the
Yeah.
length of the country. So
Spurs
that's-
always turn out.
You know why Man City just behind 4 points? Because Arsenal fucked up the last 3 league games, but also Man City in.
Yeah, we drop points.
But also AMT, I'm just gonna tell you something. Man City have only won 1 game in 2026 in the Premier League. So both teams are not in good form at the current moment, my friend. Both teams are not. I'm thinking Jamal is saying he makes things up in his head to validate his point. Literally, nobody's calling Arsenal unstoppable. In fact, it's the opposite, worst champions ever. I actually think that people are saying that Arsenal are not good. So nobody's saying that Arsenal are great. They had good parts of the season. They aren't great. If some buts and a lot of fictional statements, both teams playing bad, not only City, both teams are not playing great. I agree with you. Top 5. Who's going to miss out? Sal, Mark, Jamie.
Well, we've got the ascendancy at the moment. We're just beating City and Arsenal, of course. So I'm confident that we're going to go on a run and solidify that top 4 position. Obviously, Liverpool playing Newcastle, isn't it, this weekend? So it's going to be. We got a chance to pull away a little bit. Chelsea could be our only competitor, and it goes up to 5 teams this year, doesn't it, Champions League? So I think it's all in our hands at the moment. It's all in our hands. The biggest thing I worry about Man United is we've beaten the Cities and we've beaten the Arsenals. Beaten City twice in 1 year. We've beaten Arsenal twice in 1 year. We've beaten Chelsea. We've beaten everyone. And I think it was Emmanuel Petit who said it a couple of days ago. He said, the test will come when Man United play the Fulhams, the Wolves, the West Hams. That's the test for Man United. The low block, that's the problem. And if Man United can overcome the next 3 games, I think we'll get that top 4 position solidified, to be honest with you, and I think we'll pull away.
Does anyone in the panel think Villa miss out, or you think that they're solidified for
I
top?
think they're
Carl,
too far. I think they're too far, guys. I think they're
What is
too
this
far.
difference? 10 points between Liverpool and Chelsea and Villa. Is it
I'm
10?
not. I haven't seen it. I'm not too. What are they?
Uh,
They're on 40,
uh,
right?
10 points between Liverpool and Villa now. 10 points.
And Liverpool behind Chelsea.
Liverpool got same points as City, isn't
But-
it? Aston Villa. Sorry.
Aston Villa, same thing. Yeah, 46. But Villa still has to play all those teams, right? They still have to play Chelsea, United. I think they still have to face all those teams, right? So there's a
And
chance.
There is a
just-
chance, man. And
I
Emery
don't
likes
see-
falling apart. He
I
loves
don't
it.
see Liverpool, Chelsea, or United being like consistent enough. As we just said, like everyone is
Yeah.
just
That's the
losing
problem.
games. I just don't see them going. Aston Villa will drop points, but the others won't win enough games to be able to like get them out.
Can I ask you guys something? For you? Who will actually take the most hit if they miss out on Champions League?
Probably Liverpool, I'd say, because how much they spent. It'd be like you finish
I
top
did-
and then you spent the 500 and you. No, I'm saying like as a Liverpool fan, it'd be
Yeah.
like the biggest thing. Like you'd be like, how do we spend that much money for once and then get worse, right?
I still think though, if we miss out, we can still buy players. I think if United miss out, they're in trouble.
Twice in a row.
Because twice in a row, money wise, they won't be like they're broke at the minute. Do you know what I mean? They need Champions
Yeah.
League money to get some structure back. The only listen, I still back Liverpool to get Champions League, just about. The only thing is though, we're competing against 2 clubs that are notorious for bringing in a new manager and getting a new manager bounce. And Liverpool right now, a lot of Liverpool fans are unhappy with obviously Slot. It was a bit toxic at the club. But yeah, like Carrick has obviously come in. He's just went and beaten like the 2 best teams in the league, and now they have, I think Fulham they're playing this weekend.
Fulham on Sunday, yeah, Fulham.
Fulham on Sunday, so like they'll fancy themselves at home against Fulham, and obviously the atmosphere will be completely changed. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a toss up at the minute. If Liverpool can click, if they can click, but we keep on saying the same thing all season, and they haven't been able to. So it's difficult. As you said, Man City have only 1 game. Liverpool haven't won a game in 2026 yet. They're drawn in the Premier League.
I think the least pressure is on Manchester United, to be honest. The least pressure is on Manchester United. If Manchester United get Europa League, it'll be all right.
No, I think statistic, like literally by accounting and by FP and PSR and SCR,
They need
the new rules, Man United need it more than the others because they've been out of it as well. Because there's such a difference in the Europa League and Champions League revenue. Spurs have already made more from the Champions League this year than they did for winning the Europa League last year, and haven't even played a knockout game yet. Like the amount of money is different, and the good thing Man United have as a club though is that they have lots of good players who have been underperforming, so they've got a bit of a rise in them. We know that their natural position is not in the bottom half of the Premier League, but yeah, they can't ambitiously keep up with Arsenal and City.
But the least pressure is on Man United. They have a caretaker in Michael Carrick.
From that level, I agree, Mo. From expectations,
Chelsea hired Rosenior as a full time. Liverpool have Arne Slot. They spent the money. I genuinely think that if Chelsea miss out on the Champions League, it will be a disaster.
I agree with that.
I'm going to tell you, if Man United make Europa League,
there's more pressure. There's more pressure on Liverpool and Chelsea, but it would hurt United more.
I'm not sure if players. I think from a footballing perspective, the likes of Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo, and all these guys, if Chelsea play Europa League next season, these guys probably when they joined the project, they were promised to be at the top. Now playing Europa League. When they played Conference League, that was below their level. They want to play the best competitions. They want to play the best team. They want to compete for the highest trophies, right? I know that Man United want that as well. But Man United hiring Carrick, they don't even have a manager now. That they have no idea who's going to be the manager next season, right? So if the next manager comes in and say, yeah, you play Europa League, try to get in the Champions League, try to improve the team, that'll be okay. And Mbeumo is not going to leave if Man United play Europa League. Cunha is not going to leave. But Cole Palmer might actually think about leaving. Caicedo might think about leaving.
But Mo, you got to remember too, they got rid of Enzo, right? Imagine they got rid of Enzo and they missed out on the Champions League.
Exactly. So I think the most pressure is on Chelsea, actually.
But
Chelsea
are going to miss out in the Champions League, aren't they, Mark?
No, you can't say that right now. No.
Out of the three, who's most likely? Out of the three, who's most likely to miss out?
I'm gonna say again, if Cole Palmer is fit, Chelsea have a bigger chance of actually making the Champions League than the other two.
We've seen him fit this season.
You think Cole Palmer?
We haven't though. He has to be fit all season.
Say that again.
Do you think he's that far ahead of Cunha and Mbeumo in regards to talent, Cole Palmer?
Yeah,
he's miles ahead, mate. Miles.
Right, let me give this scenario. If Man United qualify for the Champions League, I want to know a rival's point of view because I know my point of view in regards to it. If Man United qualify for the Champions League, would you think it'd be wise for Man United to keep Carrick if we do manage to get into the Champions League? Given because it's put Man United in enormous pressure now to make the right decision because they've hired Carrick, and obviously it's playing on the heartstrings of the Man United faithful a little bit, isn't it? And if we sack him and then the next manager comes in and fouls. I want to know like a rival perspective on that.
I think it goes off. I think it goes off performances as well. If he gets you the top 4, top 5, and the performances are good, then you keep him. But if you guys get top 5 and it kind of looks like Almiron where you're getting performances here and there, but you do qualify, then maybe they look elsewhere. But I think it solely comes down to how well they play. Like if they continue to play how they played against Arsenal and City, 100% you give them the job.
You should never give Carrick the job.
Agree.
Why?
It depends who's available as well, though, I suppose.
I think like I'm looking at it, and when I joke in like WhatsApp groups, my Man United supporting mates, I said to him when you guys sat down and was like, please give it to a club legend and please let him do well enough to keep the job at the end of the season. And that happened. And I was like, yes, because I don't think Carrick's going to be a bad coach, but if he hadn't played for Man United, it wouldn't even be remotely in the thought process that he's going to take this job on full time. So it's nepotism the right word? It's kind of that. It's
United DNA
of emotion. It's just
the DNA, that old chestnut. My goodness. look, it's going to be a big decision for the board. If there's someone out there that can come in and can change things, myself, I wouldn't keep Carrick just plainly because of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. When he won 8 games in a row, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he came into Man United. And
thank you, Sal. Thank you, Sal. It's exactly my point.
Yeah, it's a new manager bounce. That's all it is. That's all it is. And these players, some of them are frauds. I'm telling you, they will pick it up whenever they want to pick it up. When it comes to next season, when they're a little bit comfortable, you're gonna see a different Man United under Carrick, and I don't think it will last till December. Probably get sacked.
Exactly my point. That's exactly my point. And also the people that say that Carrick won 2 games. Okay, great, you won 2 games, but he won 2 games where he was on the It's not the
Man City in an FA Cup final.
Yeah, it's not like I will judge him more on against the smaller teams, not against the bigger teams.
But you did just say, Mo, you did actually just say if he gets United into the Champions League, that's what we're talking about. Not the last two games. Yeah.
Even if he gets because he can get the Champions League because Chelsea are doing bad or Liverpool are not doing well, not because he's fantastic.
I'll give you an example. Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League.
See you, Jim.
Cheers, guys. Have a great evening.
Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League and he won the FA Cup with Chelsea. And he went on a ridiculous winning run. And then the next season, they gave him a contract. Next season, they sacked him, didn't they? So you can't get much better than what Roberto Di Matteo did. You know? So I just don't think it works. I don't think it works. I think
that if you guys are playing well, as Carl said, you put in the performances, he secures Champions League. I would definitely stick with him because if you have a look since Sir Alex went, you've gone through some of the biggest, most high-profile managers. They couldn't do it. Then you decided to go for like the new ultra-modern style type of managers in Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim. That didn't work. Nothing has worked. And I know what you're saying about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but let's also not forget, Carrick is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Exactly.
He's a completely different person.
We don't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's been to Middlesbrough.
If he gets them into the top.
He got sacked at Middlesbrough. That's one thing. What happened? He's even admitted himself. To be honest, he wants a coaching role first. He wants to build his way up. He's even admitted it himself that he's not quite ready yet. You know, I mean, I'm going to have to analyze it in regards to the next few games as well because of that low block. I'm a little bit concerned about, but at the end of the season, if he gets Champions League, I guarantee he'll be manager of Man United next season if he gets Champions League. And for me, myself, it will be a mistake. Because Gary Neville said it as well. Gary Neville said it on the overlap as well. He said exactly the same thing. He loves Carrick, but we don't want to be going next season. He gets 200 million to spend, and then we waste 200 million, and then we start the season badly, and then we go, we shouldn't have given it to Carrick. We should have got Luis Enrique or Ancelotti or Conte. Should have got one of those. You know, I would love it to work out for him, though. I would love him to be the rebirth of Sir Alex Ferguson, of course, but I'm looking at historic.
If you can get Luis Enrique, I'm with you on that. So if you can get Luis Enrique, you're getting a Luis Enrique. I get that.
Yeah, if he's available, I'll get him 100%. Yeah, Luis.
Well, Enrique of course, yeah. No, you're not going to keep Carrick over Luis Enrique.
But Neil, if Jason Wilcox is in his ear 24/7, will Luis Enrique take that? That's the thing. Michael Carrick might be perfect for them. He might be the guy. Yeah, just listen, do as you're told, and that's it. He won't ask for $500 million spending money in the summer. He probably asked for a couple of players here and there. That's the thing when you're going to bring in an Ancelotti, a Luis Enrique. They're not going to take Jason Wilcox in their ear every 5 minutes, telling them maybe you should play a 3 at the back, maybe you should play 4 at the back, you know? And that's what happened with Ruben Amorim, constantly in his ear, telling him you should change your tactics, you should do this, you should do that.
I want to ask a question that is for everyone here. Who is the better club for the Premier League next season to be good and close to the top? Chelsea, Man United, or Liverpool? Can we rank them? Can we start with Jamie? Yeah. and I know, Jamie, I know you're one of the Liverpool fans that can remove your hate for Man United as a fan, your fandom, and you can be objective. Who is the best club to be close to the top in the Premier League next season? Assuming the Arsenal and City will stay there, right? So there is going to be one club that is close to them. Who do you think, in your opinion? Or two? Rank them.
So difficult. Like, you could go through all the issues they have. I'm trying to think now. Like, realistically, it should be Liverpool, but I just think for whatever reason, we don't want to... But maybe we can all make our case as to why it would be. Like, I think Liverpool... the user probably thinks
you think
Chelsea
Liverpool
United.
Won? You think Liverpool should
I think Liverpool should be. There will probably be more pressure on Liverpool to bounce back next year than there will be maybe Chelsea and United. But I think Liverpool, like, they have issues obviously at centre back, and like we're going into now obviously the end of the January transfer window. Kanate has been out. Joe Gomez got injured. Leone's out, and we are just like, nah. Like Frimpong and Brady both injured, but like, nah, we're not going to buy anyone. We're just going to wait until summer. Like, that makes no sense from a team that obviously wants to try and do something this year. It just seems silly the way that we're going about it. And yeah, I understand. Like Liverpool have spent a lot of money and they should be a lot higher, but for whatever reason, they obviously still have issues in the team that they don't want to solve. But I think United and Chelsea are almost at the kind of like, could you say United are even at the start of their rebuild? Because like they need to get another manager, a concrete manager in to actually go on, and then you'll understand what they actually want to do. Do you know what I mean? So I think Liverpool are probably right now with like obviously winning the Premier League, the players that they've brought in, they should bounce back. I think Chelsea and United are probably just still a little bit more in limbo than anything else.
Fair.
Mike, can you ask the question again?
Who is the team that is best for the Premier League brand to be close to the top? Chelsea, United, or Liverpool?
Man United.
Brand.
It's not even close.
Are you saying brand or who we think will finish?
No. We can see here and
the
think
Premier
For the Premier League,
to be
in
better,
terms of
to be
the
a better
the
product.
good
Who
of the
is
Premier
there?
League, the
Yeah, they're
brand,
obviously United.
it's Man United. It's not even close.
But
It's
if you're
Man
going off
United.
who we think is
They're
a different question.
Who do you think is the
arguably-
better? Who do you think is better suited to go to the top 10?
Who I think will finish third will probably be.
No,
I
who
would
do you
say
think is better
Liverpool.
suited next season to go close
Oh,
to the top?
Liverpool. I just think that they'll get shot.
Why?
I think
Why is
question,
that? Can I say something? Why do people always keep saying this? If Salah is
no, but let me.
older, Van Dijk is older, like Kirkes, I don't know. They is Liverpool really that good of a team?
Well, yeah. They'll probably get Xabi Alonso in as their manager. I'm expecting him to come in this season. They'll have Isak back. They're gonna go and probably pick up either Wharton. I believe he'll end up there in the summer, and they'll pick up another center back as well. I don't know if they'll tie down Konate to the contract, or if they're looking at Schlotterbeck, or they missed out on Mark Guehi. I think if Mark Guehi went there, Liverpool probably would have had a completely different season. They also have became very unfortunate with injuries. Their whole back line, one comes in, the other one goes out. Like Frimpong's now picked up another injury, so they can't stay fit at the back. That's also why they look so bad defensively. But you also have a guy in Isak that's coming back next season, 20 goals. Well, he'll give you. If him and Ekitike can link up.
You're assuming, by the way, that he's a 20-goal striker. Like that's a big assumption, by the way. It's a big assumption.
I think
He's made of
under a
glass.
different. That's the biggest thing when they signed him, as I said, is if you look at his injury record, that's the scariest thing. But I think they won't rush him back. They'll probably hold him off till next year. And I assume you would hope, as even Liverpool fans, they would hope that it would work, especially after the money they spent on him. But I think Wirtz, over the past couple games, he's starting to fill into his shell. He's looking like a better player. They have, I think, with a few pieces, they're going to look better. Plus, on the other hand, with United, they might lose Bruno in the summer. Do they replace him? And if so, who do they replace him with? Because a lot of their assists come through Bruno. That's a big void to fill. But then you have Matisse saying that he's not leaving the club. So I don't know what's going on, right?
There's a lot of rumors going back and forth. Some sources are saying, yeah, he's on his way, and it's still carrying on. So you just never know at this moment in time. But we know that he misses home. We've seen pictures of him pretty much every week back at home, even watching like Sunday league games in Manchester.
Who's that? Palmer?
Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer.
Yeah.
Palmer is not going to Manchester. Manchester United said that he don't have the funds to buy Cole Palmer.
This is also true, but you never know. They never had the funds to buy Bueno and Cunha, but they slapped him all on the credit card anyway. So you just never know, Manchester United, especially if they get Champions League and they've got that money coming in.
If they have to get Champions League, if they don't get Champions League,
I think Bruno would stay if we get Champions League. If we don't, I think he'll leave. I don't think he wants another project. I think he's had enough of the projects at Man United. We've had too many projects, man.
But I seen something that he's asking for like 400K in wages or something like that. I don't know if that was true, but he's asking for a big
Bruno?
Bruno, yeah.
Is it not like
a
a sideways step though, like the way like Chelsea United are right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think.
I think if Man United come back, I think it'd be good for the Premier League to have a little bit of rivalry there.
Yeah,
again.
which question are we answering here? Like brand
Because nobody wanted to answer the first question. The first question is very simple. If you want to make the Premier League more exciting, which club do you want to be close to Arsenal City?
Man
United.
You said United.
We
answered it. Yeah, we answered
United.
that. Yeah.
It has to be United. They're the biggest club.
By the way, they're not the
They're
biggest
not
club.
They're not anymore.
Of the three.
And also, by the way, the fan base of Man
biggest
United, the fan base of Man United are so big, but so are Liverpool fan base. It's so fucking big. Liverpool.
United is the biggest, but
There
that
are
won't last for long.
generation of United fans now that have only seen misery the last 10 years. They're 10-year-olds that watch United when
You're
they won their
talking
league. They're
about-
20-year-olds
Yeah.
moaning
Look,
on the internet.
it's
now.
also timing. It's also timing for United, right?
Sal is
Yeah,
the
exactly.
youngest Man United
the
content
money-
creator out there. That's how old they are.
Me? No, I'm not. I'm not one of the oldest.
But
Thanks,
also,
Mo.
you've got to go on. Look, Man United were the face of the Premier League, right? That's when the money came in as well, right? The money comes in, everything. The first division
That is
goes to the Premier
ages
League.
ago. That is
No, but
ages
you're
ago.
asking about the brand of the Premier League, so you're talking about size. So you can
To be
say
honest, I'm going to tell you, I
you
live
can
in
say
America.
Liverpool are bigger than Man United.
But I'm
I
going to
would
tell you
argue
something.
against
I live
it,
in
bro.
America. I live in America. Kai lives in Canada. In the last 10 years, especially 10 years, the Premier League brand has grown massively in the United States. And Man United were not on the picture. It was Liverpool and Manchester City are in the picture in the last 10 years. The Premier League brand has grown massively
Who's bigger
from
globally?
Liverpool and Man City. Bigger club. Like, we're not going to go into defining bigger club. Liverpool are way more successful than Man United.
What do you
Not way.
define bigger club by?
No, we're going to go there. Oh my God.
No, we don't have to. But you
I'll
said
say
what's
Liverpool
better for the
Man
brand
United,
of the Premier League
I'd
brand?
love to
I
Yeah.
actually, I don't know the answer. I am torn between Liverpool and Man United, to be honest, because I think when Liverpool were winning. By the way, there's a lot of people that here in the United States were doing like all the fan like festivals and all this stuff. It was Liverpool, Man City. It was big. A lot of people were watching the Premier League, Liverpool, and all the talk about Salah and Firmino and Sadio Mane and Van Dijk, and there's a lot of fan base here that followed Liverpool in America, actually, and in Asia as well. This is where the Premier League brand has grown massively in Asia.
I still see Man United fans everywhere, but the thing is that won't last long. If Man United carry on being unsuccessful,
I agree with you.
The young generation are going to forget. They're not going to remember Man United being successful, and eventually we're going to be drifted out into the abyss.
Yeah,
and Man City will come to the forefront, and Liverpool as well. And that's what's happening at the moment. You know,
more
Chelsea fans, more Man City fans, more Liverpool fans. Eventually, 10 years down the line, you won't see Man United.
Can I bring a mark here? Chelsea hiring Liam Rosenior. Have that put the club a little bit to the side?
I'm sorry, what was that last bit? What has it done to the club?
Have that put the club on the side a little bit in terms of expectations, predictions, and what do Chelsea fans need from the club? Hiring Liam Rosenior as your coach.
Well, firstly, the board told him, you need to get Champions League no matter what. If that doesn't happen, he's gone. And then there's a whole new problem that's going to happen. Look how he's done. What he's done is he's played 5 games, 6 games, he won 5 out of 6. He's definitely won the last 4. He's done okay. What more can I expect? If I was an Arsenal fan, I'll probably be saying we've got the new Messiah. But I'm definitely not going to be saying that right now. I've got to wait. He's done okay. He's done great actually for someone who Chelsea have just picked up off the street. He's done great. He's won a lot. He beat Napoli. No one really thought that, even though Napoli were completely depleted. You still need to go there.
Mark,
yeah?
Are Chelsea going to finish top 5?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Chelsea are going to finish top 5.
So who do you think is going to miss out? Liverpool or Man United then, Mark?
Liverpool. I think Liverpool will miss out.
I'm seeing this a lot. A lot of people are saying this now.
Yeah. Chelsea have got
crazy, bro.
You've got
they just do it based on momentum, though.
Fixtures left of everyone. Chelsea have got some horrendous fixtures left. It's gone under the radar how not easy.
No, but Neil, I'm going to be honest.
Was.
Chelsea
Chelsea
and United. Hold on. No. Chelsea and United in February, they can put a separation between them and Liverpool. Because they have easy Chelsea have winnable games. Have you checked the Chelsea fixtures? The next ones, all of them are winnable. Same as Man United. All of them are winnable.
So right, Chelsea, it's a draw, right?
Hold on. Like what? They got Wolves away. That's not. That's not guaranteed.
We beat them 4-1 away.
Come on, are we saying that Chelsea have Leeds at home, Wolves away, West Ham, Burnley at home? Come on, that's in February.
It's very similar to United. But United have got Newcastle away and Liverpool at home.
I will just say that though, Mo, Chelsea are expected to win those games. Just like at the beginning of the season when we had such an easy run, we was expected to win those games, and it didn't happen. So why would I agree?
Like
to
the next 4 games for Liverpool are horrendous. It's Newcastle, Manchester City, Sunderland away, and Nottingham Forest away. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but
The damage could be done by
they
then.
they have
Exactly.
City at
That's what I
home,
mean.
right?
The damage could be done
Just
by then.
They can play
mentally,
catch
I know,
up.
Jamie,
They
you
can
gotta
play
go.
catch up.
I know,
Yeah,
Jamie,
go.
you gotta go.
Cheers,
Big
Adam.
up Jamie's story,
All
guys.
the best, Jamie.
The football
Cheers, mate.
story. Big up Jamie.
Nice one, Jamie.
We're not staying for long.
Maybe
Let me do
damage
this.
is done.
Let me do these super chats, guys. Before okay, I need to move Kyle out of the way. You're so much down, Kyle. So, big up the panel and Mo, my gunner, bro. Big up, my man. Thank you so much. Great show. Appreciate you for the super chat and the donation.
You, my God.
Yes, Man City 1 point. That makes it worse for Arsenal. Probably you're right that the Arsenal couldn't capitalize on Man City's deficiencies. They should have been like 9 points ahead. They're making it a tighter race. They're bringing us the content. Imagine if Arsenal are 9 points. There wouldn't be any content.
We've
There
done it
wouldn't
just
be
for
any
us, mate.
content.
I think if they drop points this weekend, then they'll be really worried. Like I still think they're going to win the league, but I think if they somehow do slip up to Leeds and City do capitalize on Spurs, and it goes let's say 1 point, that'd be insane. Especially the fact that they since we slipped up, they didn't capitalize. I think that's why if they capitalized when City dropped points, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I think everyone would assume that they would just walk away with it.
I need to ask a question before we actually end the show, which is going to be... it only took 2 games for United fans who said, don't give it to Carrick, regardless, to call him Michael Carrick and asking him to become a manager. No, not Sal. Fonzie, not Sal. Sal thinks that Michael Carrick should not get the job. Michael Carrick, yeah. No, I don't think that Sal is that Fonzie. But big up Fonzie. But I don't think that Man United will give him the job unless he wins the league, which is not going to happen. Isak can't stay fit for more than 25 games. That's another one. Isak, injury thing. Because we're going to meet next Friday. Chelsea Arsenal, semi-final, second game. What are we saying? Chelsea in momentum, winning against Napoli away. Arsenal not in the best. What do you say, Mark, for the game?
Come on, let me do it. Let me do it, Mo. I know you want to hear it. I know you want to hear it.
No,
I'm
I
going
want
to say
honest
it.
opinion. I'm not.
I'm going to say it.
Opinion.
I'm going to say it. We're going to go there, and we're going to score a goal, and then it's going to go to penalties, and then we'll do it. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Neil, how stupid do I
Neil's
sound?
in shock.
Hey, look,
It could happen, by the way.
I'm just listening. So what are you saying? Yeah, Chelsea will go through.
Look, if I'm being real honest, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm never going to bet that because we're still 1 point, we're still 1-0 down. We've still got to go to the Emirates.
You have more hope now, though, Mark. Because no
I am,
no
because you haven't
trolling now.
won.
Because United,
Yeah.
because before United came and turned us over, Arsenal hadn't lost at the Emirates, and that meant something, right? Probably to you, because you're thinking, well, they've done us at Stamford Bridge, they've got a goal lead, no one wins at the Emirates. Well, now someone that can win at the Emirates. The blueprint is there. United have just done it. So does that give you more hope that you can actually go through? Because it's a cup game.
Yeah,
Anything can happen. And as Sal and United showed last week, well, not Sal, but United showed last week.
Yeah, of course, but form also comes into it. I mean, let's say that Chelsea win against West Ham. Now we've got four wins in a row. Let's say you drop points. That means you haven't won the Premier League game in the last 4 games. Right? So now you have to take that in consideration as well. So form massively matters. So Chelsea have most of their players fit. Cole Palmer still looks injured, even though he played well against Napoli. Joao Pedro scored a really good brace against Napoli. Hopefully he'll pick up some form. I didn't even know they had that sort of quality in him, but he's done it. It's not fully decided. Oh yeah,
it's not a foregone conclusion, right?
It's definitely not a foregone conclusion. My head says Arsenal will do it and go through, but my heart is just hoping that Chelsea can do it, and they
Man
can
United
do
give
it.
you why it's only hope. Man United give you the blueprint on how to be Arsenal.
Yeah, well, you have to ask Liam Rossini if he's going to watch that sort of breakdown of the game. I don't know Liam Rossini. He's just some waste man.
You're just saying that Liam Rossini has won 5 out of 6 games, and now you're turning on him.
But I've also just said we have to give it a little bit more time. I already did say, Mo, I'm not going to be like an Arsenal fan going, oh, we've got the new Messiah. I did say that, and I did say we have to wait a few more games until the end of the season to see what he can really do.
Well, he
That's
has
actually what I
momentum
said.
now. You're
And that's why I'm saying to them,
get
it's not
behind
fully.
your
It's not,
gaffer.
sorry?
Get behind your gaffer, bro. Get behind your manager.
I'm getting
Come on.
behind him, Mo. That doesn't mean I still
Yeah,
have my reservations. He's still a little kid. Okay. I have to back him. He's until he gives me a reason not to back him. But right now he's doing really well. So I've got to back him.
What do you think,
Tell you
Sal?
what, it'll
What-
be a really bad result if Arsenal fall out of the cup.
Yeah, then
Really bad result.
Buddy.
That
yeah.
would be big. I still
Yep.
think Arsenal City final. I'm confident. I think Arsenal will be in the final with City. I think City will definitely be there as well. But imagine, it'll be very big moment in the season if Arsenal don't go through this.
What do you think, Sal? You think Chelsea can go to the Emirates and do it?
No. It'd be 2-0, 3-0 at full time. I think it'd be an Arsenal City final, 100%. I can't see Chelsea doing that. They're going to have to do a defensive job like Man United and do the counter-attacking thing. I don't think they can do that, in my opinion. And I think we beat Arsenal with a couple of brilliant goals. Let's not forget, they were world-class strikes. And, any other day it would have went wide. Do you know what I mean? So, no. City, Arsenal final, I'm going for, definitely. That's a better final as well, in my opinion. Good final.
It will be a better final. The two top teams. Of course, it's going to be a better final. Of course.
More open.
More open.
No, not in
Mate, Chelsea, go for it.
Result,
Like, what? I don't know about. Yeah,
I think
don't know.
I think if Chelsea score first, it's gonna be serious.
Agreed, Carl.
That's when
There'll
that's
be
when the
nerves.
tie is on.
There'll be nerves.
Yeah,
in the
if
stadium. But
Arsenal
I
score
don't think
first,
it will
then-
happen.
because you guys should have had a 2-goal differential, right? And then they let Garnacho score. So I think realistically it should be 3-1 going into the tie. It's
But it
3-2.
isn't.
If Chelsea score one early, that stadium might just get deflated, right? So we got to see what happens. I think it all comes down to that. Chelsea can get one, let's say before Arsenal, then the tie is on.
Otherwise, Carl, you're saying Arsenal like everyone else.
I would assume. I think everyone would assume
Yeah,
Arsenal
yeah.
to go, especially it being at the Emirates too. It'd be.
Can I
but
ask you
then
something,
again,
Kyle?
yeah.
A penalty shoot first. A penalty shootout. Remember Arsenal last shootout? I can't remember Arsenal last shootout, AMT.
United.
Oh,
I don't remember that. What was that? When
Oh,
was
yeah, the Kai Havertz
FA
missed
Cup.
like 50,000 chances in the game and the FA Cup last season, and
that? Yes.
they got knocked out. Yes.
We had
Okay,
10 men,
before-
though.
Kyle, which team would you rather play against in the final, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Carl, get on with it, mate. Stop
Probably-
asking like
probably
every question.
Like obviously, I prefer to play Chelsea, but against Arsenal, like if you could beat them in a final, it'd be nice too. I'm not even gonna answer that
I see what
question.
you're
I assume Arsenal's gonna go through. The reason why it'd be nice if Arsenal made it and City do beat them is then it puts even more pressure on the league for Arsenal. Imagine losing.
But
in a
if you
final.
lose to them,
then
it's
it's a different story.
they
right?
gotta have momentum. You're gonna have a
Yeah,
momentum.
of course. It can go both ways, right? But you would obviously back to play Chelsea and get a result, right? Especially even at Wembley, their record isn't the greatest.
Fair enough. Guys, it's 20 more likes to 200. Hit that like. Can we get to 200 more likes, guys? Come on. We need the ratio. Come on. Gakpo or Pedro Neto for 70 million to Arsenal at the summer after bottling the league once again to Emery's Villa. Rate prediction 1 to 10.
Not even to Pep City.
Not even to Pep.
Emery's Villa. Emery, who has a really detailed history of falling apart towards the end.
Arsenal are not going to sign Gakpo or Pedro Neto next season.
Yeah,
They're
you
not.
never know. They love signing Chelsea players, don't they?
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. This
I
Madway,
do like Neto as well. I do like Neto.
So do United
This-
these days.
this Madweke signing for Arsenal is looking peak now, to be honest with you.
Mate,
You're
looking
upsetting
big.
him, Mo. You're
He's
upsetting.
looking peak, bro. It's looking peak. To be honest.
no.
I
You just
watched-
said.
You know
He
what?
loves
You
Madueke.
just said-
No, you love
said-
Madueke.
You know what?
just
You
said
know
you
what?
can't.
We could clip about
You
10
said you
You know
can't
what? I
judge
didn't-
players
Neil
that have just
going on.
bought.
You know, I
You
didn't
just
watch.
said-
I didn't watch the Champions League. The only thing that is popping on my Twitter
Yeah, I
feed
know,
That
yeah.
one
is
shot,
that is
I know.
every single
I
angle
know,
of that
I know,
strike.
I know. It looks so
Like
bad.
bro, like every single angle of
cross.
that strike is popping on my
Oh,
Twitter feed.
Oh.
Everyone, you know.
You said,
it's-
Mo, you can't be judging Madueke this season. Yeah, as in this early on now, saying, you know,
Yeah,
Arteta
but
needs
hold
time.
on. Come on. 0 goals
You
and
said it.
0 assists, broski.
Yeah, but
But
Mo,
0 goals,
come
can you
on. They've got
imagine?
Mikel Arteta. He's gonna make him a better player, right? Or not, Mo?
Empty cent. It
Or
was
not.
Arsenal versus Crystal Palace shootout. Oh, okay. This is the last time. So Arsenal won the last shootout.
Yeah, that was the one that went like what I think 12 or 13.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're being triggered again. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna tell
The
me
Carabao
that
Cup previous
Madueke.
round.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people
yeah.
want to tell me. So people gonna tell me that Madueke. Okay, so you think Madueke has been a good signing for you for the money you spent?
No,
I didn't say that.
Okay,
Well,
so
then say it now. Say it now.
it's not. It hasn't been a good signing.
I can't say he's been a good signing. I can't say that he's been a shocking signing.
Yes, you
either.
can.
I can't, man. I mean, what did we spend on him? 55?
52.
What's he given in return?
Strand Larsen's going for 55 or being valued at 55. He scored 1 goal as a forward. I mean, look, it depends what you want. Madueke came in and offered us some directness when Saka was not fit.
Yep.
He was someone. Listen, if you wanted Madueke to come
But then
in,
the season continues. Yeah, but
But
Neil,
if
the
you're gonna
season
judge him on
continues.
GA,
You gotta judge the season when it continues as well.
I am. Okay, so if you're going to judge him on GA, you look at our whole front five, right? They're not firing on GA, right? There's 0 GA across Saka across how many games or whatever else. So from that perspective, you can say, yeah, Noni's been a flop. The other side of it is, last season when we lost Saka, we had no one to come in and actually offer anything. Now, whilst he may have not offered goals and assists, he offered directness, he offered runs into the box, he offered this. And that's something that you can look at and go, well, Saka going down injured this season didn't derail Arsenal, did it? So you can say he come in and done a job. He hasn't got GA. If you're going to go just on
So we are
GA,
judging
you've got to say
players
he's a
now,
flop.
not
You have to
derailing
say he's a
Arsenal. Are we judging the players or he hasn't derailed the team? Is that how we're judging players now? What are we doing there? What are we doing?
But but what I'm saying is he did. If you're just going to go on GA, you got to say he's been a flop.
That's a massive thing in GA output.
It is. If you did it exactly, you got to say he's a
Output.
flop.
Doku.
But you've also got to take full
Doku in his first
context.
season. Doku in his first season at City dribbled everyone, dribbled the fans, dribbled the referees, right? But he hadn't had output, and people said he's flopped. So same energy.
I think there's been. I think we can talk about bigger flops. If we talk about let me talk about Premier League. Who's been the bigger flop? Madueke scored
Give us the
0
name.
Premier League
Give us
goals.
the name. Give us the name.
Martinelli scored 1 Premier League goal. Who's been the bigger flop? You'd have to say on paper, you'd say Madueke, but your eye test will tell you what. Would it tell you Martinelli or would it tell you Madueke? Who's been the bigger flop for Arsenal? I've kept it Arsenal, so try and keep it.
Who has been the worst the worst player?
In the Premier League. In the Premier League.
Madueke.
See, I'd argue Martinelli has been absolutely shocking.
Martinelli got you one of the most important points this season.
He did against City. I get it. But from that, we're going to say that Madueke has been the bigger flop. But Martinelli this season, the Premier
and also,
League,
let me tell you the difference.
Can
I say something? Can I say something about this?
Well, hold on,
before we go on to the next point.
I'm saying on the same point because we're talking about Martinelli. You can say he got his biggest point against City, and it was huge. But he was the sole reason that we come away from Forest and continue that run without winning the game, right? So it's added pressure as well. I mean, whatever he did, healing it and missing a goal.
Here is the difference. You by without no one forced your hand, you went and gave Chelsea 52 million to sign Madueke. Martinelli was already at the club. This is what I'm judging on. Like Madueke, you went to Chelsea and said, give us your guy Madueke, he's 52 million. This is what I'm judging on. It's a choice. You chose to buy Madueke. Martinelli was at the club. You know what I mean? Martinelli was at the club already. Like you could have choose to sell him, yes, but there was nobody that is meeting the valuation. You went to Chelsea and to buy Madueke. It's a choice.
Okay, but if we're gonna but then you're gonna have to give me another example of another 52 million pound player, right? It's like you got
Chelsea.
You're
Chelsea
saying apples for apples.
Use that money and bought
if you go apples for apples, Jamie Gittins has been a bigger flop than Noni Madueke, right? Not same money.
Just relax in it. Nah.
Yeah, Jamie Gittins.
Nah, just relax.
Right,
Madueke
Jamie
is
Gittins.
fucking shit.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie Gittins is brilliant, is he?
No, he's not. But I think that he's played more games for Chelsea. I think he's given more to Chelsea than.
Do you think Madueke has offered more in game than Jamie Gittins has in game for Chelsea?
I do, and I don't rate Jamie Gittins. I think it's a waste of money. But still, Madueke, bro, stop being biased, Neil. Come on.
It's not about bias. It's not about bias. It's not about bias. You know me. I'm not biased, bro. There's bigger flops. But
Neil, what about Gyökeres? What about Gyökeres? I mean, pound for pound, expectation-wise and stuff, if you weigh it up, has he been a bigger flop?
I'd say this is the thing, right? What do you think Arsenal fans will say, or people in general? What would you think neutrals will say? Who's been the bigger flop? Everyone's like, Gyökeres has been getting heat. He scored 10 goals in all competitions. Madueke scored
Golden
2.
Boot, isn't it?
Hey?
Last season.
Say again?
He's the Golden Boot last season, wasn't he? He was the highest scorer in Europe.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he scored 5 times as many goals as Madueke. Is he getting just 5 times? Is he?
Yeah, but he's played a lot more games than him.
Slack?
And that's why he was brought in to actually score goals. He was supposed to be the missing piece that Arsenal were missing.
In your eyes, who's the bigger flop, Gyökeres or Madueke?
Gyökeres.
In your eyes.
Yeah. Gyökeres.
Okay, so then your GA argument, but he scored 10 goals and Madueke scored 2 and 0 in the Premier League.
But how many more minutes has Gyökeres
That's
played?
what I'm saying, though. It's got to be more than just GA, Mo. You see, Mark is going, Gyökeres has been a bigger flop than Madueke. Gyökeres' GA output is much higher than Madueke. This is from a neutral.
Let me do this last super chat before we actually. Of course, he's not a shocking signing because Gyökeres exists. Someone agrees with Neil here. Yeah, probably. But listen, I want to thank everyone that joined us. The Frenemies podcast, Mark and Neil. You can get some of this daily or every couple of days, the shorts and everything on the Frenemies podcast. So go and support the boys. Straight for Post is Sal's channel, of course. So go and support Sal. Of course, Kyle Talks Football is in the description as well, along with also Spurs, the football story, and the Mancunian way. This was a packed episode, guys. Hit the like button before you go. Support the guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Of course, we'll see how Arsenal do. We'll see how Chelsea do. And Liverpool versus Newcastle. These guys will take you to the catch-up, of course, with Jay and the guys and SB and the guys. So go and support them. I will see you guys there. And we're out.